Giants, Eagles. Next!
Welcome to the divisional round of the playoffs, where today there will be a battle between two division rivals, the New York Giants, who had help from the snow and a rejuvenated Tiki Barber, to take on a heavily injured Philadelphia team. They'll be without Freddie Mitchell on offense, Terrell Owens being their only real threat in the passing game, and on defense, Weapon X, Brian Dawkins, will be out along with two of their corners. It could be a field day for Peyton's younger brother, especially after throwing 3 touchdowns against Seattle. These two teams face off against each other in the playoffs for the first time since 2000. The winner will move on to the NFC Championship game. Just like last week, the home team won the coin toss and elected to receive the ball to start the game. It didn't work out well for Seattle, but the weather seems to be much nicer here in Philadelphia. The ball will be fielded from the 4 past the 20, brought down at the 23. We're about to see why they're the number 1 team in the NFC. The first play of the game, and they will come out in an empty back set. Shelton, their running back, set next to the tackle. McNabb sends him in motion to the right side. It's a rollout. Claiborne shoots through the gap for a sack, or tackle for loss. I think that last play was a designed quarterback run. Not sure what they're thinking there. Another rollout, this time left side. Check down to Shelton, down the sideline, and pushed out near the 30. But there is a flag on the play. They're calling holding on Pete Kendall. That's a familiar name. Their center. Let's see if we can see where the grab was. Was that it? I don't know about that, Jim. That's now going to set them inside the 10. They come out in the empty back set again. McNabb under center. He drops back. They bring a corner blitz. McNabb, Owens, caught, dropped. No, they're saying fumble. Williams picks it up. He has the blockers in front of him and brought down at the 24. What a rough start to this drive. A loss of yards after a quarterback designed run, a holding that puts them inside the 10, and now a fumble, giving the Giants great field position. The Eagles don't have many weapons in the passing game, Owens being their only one, and I'll be honest, I don't think he had possession of it before losing it. I wouldn't be surprised to see a challenge. And there it is, Andy Reid with the challenge. Yup, it seems obvious to him too. Let's see if the refs change their mind on the decision. You're going to see it here. Corner blitz, 1-on-1. Allen makes the tackle before Owens can get his second foot down to make possession, and I don't know why they're watching the rest of the play. Wait, was that the only angle? Well, there you have it. They missed it when it happened live, but the one camera angle made the difference, and Philadelphia is putting their offense back on the field. It's going to be a long third down. They're not strangers to long conversions. Trips to the right side, McNabb under center. He snaps it, feeling pressure, throws, and nobody was there. Even if there was, would have been well short of the first. That drive might have been worse than Seattle's. Maybe a bit. What I'm learning here is don't accept receiving the ball to start the game, as Philadelphia will be punting this away from their own end zone, and it'll be fair caught at midfield. Only half a field to work with for New York. Last week, Peyton's younger brother had a phenomenal game. He did throw an interception, but he had 3 touchdowns to Plexico, Toomer, and Shockey. He can have an even better game against this hurt secondary. He drops back 3 steps, wide open down the middle. Toomer, 9 yards to get near the first. Looking well dressed today, Coughlin giving a round of applause for that quick read and throw. Amani is in his 10th year in the league, but he's still got some moves. Led the team in receiving this season as well. It's now 2nd and 1. Don't be surprised to see Barber get it here. They go to him, gets a block by Finn, jukes up and gets the first. He had a renaissance last week. Will he continue it this week? They're inching closer to field goal range. Didn't need to go far. Single back set with the receivers to the inside, tight end to the outside. Pitch, right side, has a block by Shockey, kinda, and manages to get 4 on the carry. The previous year, Barber had over 1,200 yards on the ground. This year, not so much, but was used less. He still had over 900 yards on the ground in 15 games. Could have gone over 1,000 yards had he played the final week, but starters were benched to avoid injuries. He drops back, clean pocket over the middle. Shockey with a grab in the first, took a big hit, but that's what playmakers do. They hold on. Last week, Jeremy had a touchdown. He's a huge mismatch for any secondary. Big, strong, firm, thick. He's everything I'm not. It's a quick drop back down the middle. Plexico dove, but overthrew him. The 5-yard bump off the line disrupted the play. That might be the secondary's only chance to stop the passing game. Be more physical than them at the line. Easier said than done. Handoff up the middle. Barber takes him to the barber shop. If that was Weapon X, I don't think that happens. This is now the first 3rd down for the Giants on the drive. 4 yards to go for a new set of downs. 2 tight ends set to the right side. It's a 3-step drop. Amani wide open on the slant for the first. Gets them inside the 10. Big first down for the Giants. Feagles never say retire on the sidelines, pumping up the team. They want to play physical on the line, but when you miss, that happens. That was his 2nd catch on the day. That one for 11, the last one for 9, similar routes. He's a big physical receiver. The snap, they bring pressure. Throws, Burris tries to dive in, and they say he didn't get it. I thought that was a touchdown. Why are we seeing last year's stats? Show the replay, cowards. Looks like Coughlin was unsure if Plexico crossed the goal line. I don't blame him. They didn't even show another angle. Who's producing this game? Kevin Dunn? Womack is fired up on the sidelines. Never seen a player get excited over a challenge. Reminds me of Drew Stanton. Here's the replay. Not the best angle. 1 down the goal line would have been better. Let's see if there's a different angle. That's the only angle. Talk about home field advantage. The refs don't think he crossed. How could they with that awful shot? I'm starting to think that first challenge was a fumble. How many nuggies did Andy Reid pay the ref? Was that a bad challenge considering they still have it near the goal line on 2nd down? I'm sure Plexico would like the touchdown. It's a handoff. He just walks in. Should have just given him the touchdown. Tiki Barber celebrating his first one in the playoffs. The sideline is loving it, and for the 2nd straight game in the playoffs, the Giants march down the field to score first. They only had to march down half the field, faced 1 3rd down, and had a failed challenge, but they eventually got in thanks to that touchdown run from Tiki Barber. This extra point will give them 7 to start the game, 1 minute left in the quarter, and they're looking just as good as they were last week against Seattle. Let's see if they can keep it up for another 3 quarters. During the regular season, this Giants team won 5 straight games when they were mostly healthy. The only injury being William Joseph, who was put on IR. They're back to being fully healthy again during this playoff run. This return will be brought back past the 25, brought down at the 31, and let's see if this drive goes a lot better than the first. Who takes the over-under on Barber getting 100 today? The Eagles had about as bad of a start that you could have asked for on their last drive. The only positive was that they didn't fumble it. McNabb throws, caught, juked, and he has no one in front of him. It's a foot race. Fred Smoot from behind catches up and prevents the touchdown. A big play from Philadelphia, and that's exactly what they needed after their last drive. The crowd is loving it. Fred Smoot was playing off Todd Pinkston. McNabb placed the ball right behind the corner, and if it wasn't for the effort to catch back up, that would have been a touchdown. Instead, they'll be in the red zone, 13-yard line to be exact. Thanks to 44 yards after the catch from Pinkston, McNabb steps up right into a sack. Not exactly sure what happened there either. Strange play calls from the Eagles today. Andy Reid trying to be too cute. With only 10 seconds left in the quarter, will they let the clock run out? They're in a split back set. McNabb under center. It's a handoff. Shelton, but is met at the line by Green. He's earning that contract. That'll be the final play of the first quarter. When we come back, the Eagles will be set up with a 3rd and 9. New York with the lead, 7-0. Welcome back to the start of the second. Philadelphia has a chance to cut the lead or tie it here on this drive. McNabb drops back, throws, and threads the needle. Owens with the catch between Cousins and Smoot. That's going to put them within 1 point. An absolute missile of a throw. Well, they needed a first down. Eagles said they want it all. This extra point will tie the game up at 7, and maybe this isn't going to be similar to last week. Maybe we have ourselves a game again. It's officially tied up at 7 with 3 quarters to go. Philadelphia had a big play by Pinkston to set them up in the red zone, capped off by a touchdown to Owens. The Giants have not beaten the Eagles in the past 4 meetings against them, losing the past 2 years. I figured today could be a shootout with Philadelphia's secondary being injured and their offense being explosive thanks to T.O. Will Allen brought it out of the end zone, and he should have just kneeled it. They're going to start their next drive at the 15. Can anyone stop those two? This drive will be a bit longer than the last one that started at midfield. Single back set, 2 tight ends to the left. It's a quick drop back throws, and he had Plexico open but threw behind him. That could have been a big play. It looks like the Colts will be moving on to the AFC Championship game. They'll be facing the Patriots next week. Is there a chance that there will be a Manning Bowl this year? It's a one-step drop, throws, Plexico caught. I don't know how that pass got there, and I don't know how he held on to it, but it worked. They weren't able to connect on the last play, but this time to get it, it looked like everything was falling apart, but it got there. Don't even know how he saw it. It's impressive how much Peyton's younger brother has looked in the playoffs. It's like having big weapons on offense that he can trust helps a developing quarterback. He drops back, clean pocket, going deep. Plexico makes the catch, pushes the defender out of the way, and finally tackled down at the 36. What did I say about having big weapons on offense? That riled up the sideline again. Big play after big play. Boys, I think we have a shootout on our hands. He just yoinked that out of the air for a big play. That was Plexico's 3rd catch, 2nd on this drive, and he's already over 50 yards in the game. They're now out in a single back set. Drop back throws to the flat, and I'm not sure who that was for. Both Plexico and Finn were in the area. They're talking right now. Who was supposed to catch that? You would think putting Finn as your lone back gives away you're not running it. I don't think he's had a single touch back there in the playoffs so far. It's not going to be a run on 2nd down, going deep, and he got behind the defender, brought down at the 11. Amani has been having a great day so far. He's been just as efficient as Burris. How do you cover these two? Well, not with one guy. That last pass will put them in the red zone. I wouldn't be surprised to see them punch it in with Barber, but I'm sure Plexico is itching for his touchdown back. It's a one-step drop to the end zone. Rivers, he holds on through the hit. Touchdown, New York. Now you have to worry about the tight ends. That's not fair. I'm sure New York is telling Philly, go cry me a river. At least they didn't use real glass. That was a quick drive from the Giants, marched down easily thanks to their passing game, and this extra point will give them back their 7-point lead halfway through the second. 6 plays, 85 yards, and took less than 2 minutes to cover that, capped off by their 2nd tight end, Rivers. It's almost unfair for the Giants to have so many threats in the passing game. Plexico, Amani, and Shockey. Now you have to worry about winning your matchups against the players you don't expect to get the ball. The kick will be fielded from inside the end zone, brought back past the 15, and tackled at the 18. And we'll see if they can strike back quickly. That's now the 4th touchdown to a different receiver in the playoffs. On Philly's last drive, they took 2 big plays to get into the end zone. Their best bet is to take it to the air again, but this secondary finished in the top 5. McNabb going deep, taking a risk. Williams knocks it away, incomplete, 2nd down coming up. The Giants have one of the worst run defenses. Philly has ran 1 time, if you don't count that weird McNabb rollout. There's no rollout on this one. McNabb in the pocket, throws, Owens somehow grabbing that off-target throw and holding on through the hit. That is why you feed the beast. He's looking hungry, pressure couldn't get there, gave time for the route to develop, and Owens bailed out McNabb on that throw. That was only the 2nd catch for Owens, the first one being the touchdown pass on the previous drive. McNabb, pressure in his face, Owens one-on-one. He's all by himself. He can go. Oh, what a disgusting act. Touchdown, Philadelphia, and just like that, they've tied it up pending the extra point. Owens picking a fan to give the ball away. I cannot believe they left Owen all by himself. One-on-one with Will Allen. Couldn't make the tackle. No safety help. He was all by himself. Had time to showboat. This extra point will tie the game back up at 14, and I said this game had the possibility of a shootout. Looks like we're getting a shootout. That just snuck on in. Extra point matters, especially today. 82 yards on 3 plays, mostly thanks to 2 Owen catches. Forget the over-under on Tiki Barber. What's the over-under on points today? They've already combined for 28. Wouldn't be surprised if it's 42 by the time we get into the half. This is also going to be brought out of the end zone past the 15, dragged down at the 19. There's still half a quarter to go. McNabb making a collect call on the sidelines. The past 2 drives have been real quick. The passing game has been thriving today. The secondary, not so much. In the I formation, it's a handoff. Barber can't get past the line, barely managing to avoid a negative play. Defense stuffing the run there. They could just run the clock and go to the 2-minute warning. Not a bad idea to give the Eagles as little time as possible if you don't get a first on this drive. Amani is in motion to the left side, trying to isolate a matchup maybe. Philadelphia bring the blitz. They hit him as he throws. Shockey's all by himself, nobody around. 2 defenders trying to catch up to him inside the 20, the 10, and they just bring him down by his shoestrings. What a heck of a play from the Giants. Peyton's younger brother felt the pressure immediately, knew he was going to take a hit, and still put it right on the money. This happened last week as well. It's been an impressive showing from this kid, and he's just in his 2nd year. If you're the Eagles, you have to be scared on defense. Nobody is making a play. They're not being put in position to have a chance. They've already given up 2 touchdowns in the red zone. They bring pressure again. Did they not learn their lesson the first time? Amani with his 2nd touchdown in the playoffs. He beat his man easily on that play. How do you continue to play one-on-one? Someone is getting fired. Another touchdown in 3 plays. Who could have seen that coming? These teams are out to destroy each other, and I'm all for it. Last week was slower. This week the Giants already scored as many points, 21, than they did against Seattle. This touchdown was less than a minute, similar to the Eagles, capped off with a well-dressed touchdown. Plenty of time still for the Eagles to march down and tie the game up at 21 going to the half. They've already scored 14 in this quarter. What's another touchdown? As this is going to be fielded near the goal line at the 1, has a blocker, does nothing, stiff arms the defender and brought down at the 24. Let's see if they can tie it back up. It's probably going to come down to how much they use Owens on this drive. The Eagles come out with 4 players out wide. McNabb motions one of them to the right, going to set them with trips to that side. In the pocket, throws and finds his receiver in between the zones for a first down. It was a throw to Mills, but he's been doing that all day today. The 3 receivers confused the defense. Very congested routes there. Interesting. The Eagles didn't call a timeout. Looks like they're milking the clock. Always better to be safe than sorry. Don't want to give the Giants too much time. It's a pitch, right side. Shelton doesn't get the block he was looking for and tackled after 2 yards. 2nd down now. Eagles have trips bunched to the left. It worked earlier on the drive. Why not try and confuse the defense again here? McNabb making a change on the line. He drops back down the middle, and there's just a sea of white jerseys. I'm surprised none of them came up with the ball. 3rd down and 8 for the Eagles coming up. They come out in an empty back set. McNabb is under center. He drops back. A linebacker comes in on a blitz, and Allen almost had the interception. Should have had the pick, but forcing 4th down just as good. There's still over 1 minute left in the game. The Giants will have the opportunity to add some more points considering how quick they've scored on their last 2 drives. It's a possibility, but then again, I said the same thing about the Eagles, as this will be a fair cut at the 20, 1 minute to go with 2 timeouts. The Giants have always made it difficult for the Eagles to beat them. Their first matchup in this series, they recovered 2 onside kicks and almost won. It's never easy with these 2 teams. It's a quick drop, delayed blitz, and it gets tipped, almost picked off. That almost took a turn real quick. That was only the 4th incompletion in the game for the Giants, and they've already passed the 200-yard mark. Question now is if they continue to risk passing it here, or just go into the half happy with the lead. Plexico went into motion to the left side. Looks like man from the defense. It's a sweep, right side. Barber, nobody is there. Gets to the sideline, and they said he was short. Talk about home field advantage. Would you consider this shot play territory? 3rd and 1, expecting the run, go over the top. Nope, they just hand it off to Barber, who squeezes through the line for a first. The Giants still haven't used any of their remaining timeouts with only 30 seconds left. They're being ultra conservative here. It's a 1-step drop. He doesn't see anyone getting open, and the pocket collapses. That'll be a sack. I wouldn't be surprised to see them use one of their timeouts here. Lang got to the quarterback. Coverage forced him to hold it longer than he wanted to. Pressure up the middle pushed him into Lang. There's 17 seconds left in the half. Ran down the clock as much as they were comfortable with, but not a lot of time to do much. It's a clean pocket. Another reception for Amani. This one for the first down. No more timeouts left for the Giants. You think at this point they'll try one more play to get into an easier position for a field goal. The snap, he dropped way back, going deep. It's a rainbow. Where it falls, nobody knows except the ground. Incomplete. 2nd down coming up. This will most likely be the last play in the half. Maybe another play, but with no timeouts, it'll have to be near the sidelines. has the ball, deep drop back again, going deep, it's a rainbow, Eagles all around, Plaxico somehow comes up with it. It won't matter as it was about 20 yards short of the end zone, but that secondary is Swiss cheese. How on earth do you have 8 players back there covering him and still not manage to get a single finger on it? Everyone took the worst possible angles. And that will be the final play of the first half. Giants still hold a 21-14 lead, but pretty close to extending it on that final drive. They'll get the ball to start the second half. Welcome back to a beautiful day here in Philadelphia. The New York Giants came into this game to put up a fight. The Eagles are injured and battered, leveling out the playing field for a chance for them to be upset. They're already down by a touchdown. It could be a lot worse. It could still be a lot worse as they'll be kicking the ball to the Giants to start the second half. Haven't been able to stop them once in the first. Almost gave up another score in the final minute as this won't be returned. Kickoff will go out the back of the end zone on the first 3 drives. They scored 3 touchdowns. They were marching on the last one, but not enough time. I don't think this Philly defense will be able to stop them. Giants come out in a single back set. Plaxico goes in motion to the right side. It's a pitch, left side, and Philadelphia snuffs it out immediately, a loss of 2 on the carry. I'm surprised how much they've passed the ball considering how well they ran last week. Then again, look how well they've stopped the run. He drops back in the pocket, running out of time, and he's sacked. Javon Curse was there to make the play. They haven't gotten to the quarterback often, but this is a big one. The corners were disrupting the routes, forcing the quarterback to hold it longer than he wanted to, and it gave him just enough time to bully the right tackle and get to the quarterback. And that was a crucial sack because now it forces a 3rd and long, a potential 3-and-out for the Giants. He drops back, pumps, plenty of time, going deep, and it's knocked away, incomplete, but there is a flag on the play. What a huge mistake for the Eagles.
Pass interference, number 24, defense.
Let's see if we can see what made them throw the flag. It was on number 29 here. He makes a play. I don't know. What a big flag there. It bails out the Giants who were set to go 3-and-out. Eagles will have to try and do it again here. It's a handoff right side. Gets a block from Rivers. Takes an angle to the sideline and tries to juke past 2 defenders, but still manages to get a first down. Very well blocked run there. Rivers was hiding right behind Shockey, then bam, came out, blocked him, Plaxico with a little hold, giving Barber room for the first. If the Giants manage to march down the field, we're going to look back on that PI and wonder what could have been if the refs didn't blow that whistle. There's the snap, in the pocket, moves, throws, and behind Shockey, he's had a problem connecting with those short passes. So far, Peyton's younger brother has been struggling to start this half. He was bailed out with that PI earlier. He dropped back, clean pocket, going deep. Plaxico has a step, and I don't know what happened there. It looked like he just stopped on his route. The Eagles managed to put them in another 3rd and long. If they make the stop here and force them to punt, this could get interesting again. Giants have 4 players out wide. Finn, their fullback, is one of them. Going in motion to the right side, he drops back. Look at that protection over the middle. Hilliard with the catch, his first reception in the playoffs, and it couldn't have come at a more crucial time. Burris cleared out the area with a short comeback, and all Hilliard had to do was stay inside. Plaxico doesn't have a touchdown on the day, but clearly the defense is worried about him, beating them on those 3rd and longs. Amani has been thriving with all the attention taken off of him for a change. Hilliard on the last play getting the benefits of it. It's going to be another pass. Philly brings the blitz and he leads Plaxico too much. He was bumped on the route, messing up the timing of the play. Disrupting the route has worked pretty well when they can out-physical them, but it hasn't happened much. Plus that last one was about 10 yards off the line. Surprised there wasn't a flag there. Sweep right side, had a good hole, but the defense played it well, not getting overly aggressive. They gave up 3 on the carry. 'Tis the season for these nuts. This is now the third down on the drive. This one being the shortest one with only 7 to get the first. It's a big drop back. Time is running out. Finn with a catch for the first down. What a heck of a throw. Missile down the middle. The kid is coming in clutch. That's now 2 straight 3rd downs converted for a first. Burris hasn't done much on this drive, but he's had opportunities. Speaking of opportunities, the Eagles might not even touch the ball in this quarter. Giants have ran out a lot of the clock. They go back to Barber, sweep right side, and there was nothing there. Barely got back to the line, maybe. It seems like the Eagles were more prepared for Barber than they were about the passing game. I don't blame them with the way Barber looked, but today, that's what's been beating up this defense. It doesn't help that they're missing some key players in the secondary. Shockey was the man in motion. It's going to be a pass, pocket collapsing, and that was almost picked off, trying to get it to Finn. This will now be the fourth third down on this drive. They've converted 2 of them on their own. Had the Eagles not committed that pass interference on the first third down on the drive, the game might be closer than it is. Instead, the Eagles have yet to have a possession of the ball in this half. Plexico was the player who motioned to the right. It's a quick drop throw. Hilliard with another first down on third down. That's going to get them into the red zone. Sideline is going wild. The most active the Giants defense has been in this half. Second time on this drive, Hilliard has come in clutch. An impressive day for Peyton's younger brother, almost throwing for 300 yards on the day, and we're still in the third quarter. 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. If they win this game, it really was because he gave everything he could. It's a handoff. Barber, he finds a hole and he gets brought down a yard short of the end zone. That looks like it might be the final play of the quarter. Yep, it was the final play of the quarter. Giants ate the entire third. They're going to go into the fourth with the lead, but looking to extend it. New York 21, Philadelphia 14. Welcome back to the final quarter of the game. Giants are flirting with another touchdown here to extend the lead. Can Philly make the stop? It's a handoff. Barber stopped at the line by Shepard. 2nd and goal coming up. A touchdown wouldn't put the game out of reach, but the defense's inability to stop the Giants on their next drive might. They have yet to force them to punt, even if they were to score when they get the ball back. How can they win when they can't stop them? It's a counter, right side, Barber, and he could have just walked in untouched. Giants will now be up by 2 touchdowns, and that'll be his 2nd on the day. The defense got sucked up by the counter, left it open for an easy score. In the second quarter, the Eagles put up 14 points. They haven't gotten the ball in this half yet, and we're already in the fourth. If they can score one more time and dig deep to stop them, they might have a chance. The Giants put this through, and they're now up by 14. You just have to keep thinking about that 3 and out that the defense extended because of that ticky-tacky penalty. I'm sure after this year, the NFL is going to start considering reviewing pass interference calls, and there should be no controversies after that. This kick will be returned back to the 20-yard line. Punt, 2 touchdowns, and a punt. Each drive only lasting 3 to 4 plays. They'll have to score that quickly if they want to have a chance to tie it up before time expires. McNabb throws. Owens can't make the play on the ball. Allen was in better position for that pass. There's not many weapons to work with on offense. Expect more passes to Owens. McNabb throws. Owens caught and avoids a tackle down the sideline, and he steps out. He got past the secondary, and that probably should have been a touchdown, but was losing his balance down the sideline. The crowd is loving it. He's only had 4 receptions, but he's made the most of them. You hear all the time about Greg Jennings carrying a team on his back, but T.O. could absolutely do that. In fact, I think he did. McNabb going deep. Pinkston makes the catch. This will now be the 4th play on the drive. It's going to be a touchdown, right? Rollout, right side, throws, and incomplete. Led Owens a little too much. Couldn't make the diving catch. This will be their longest drive in the entire game. 5th play on the drive coming up. Clean pocket, throws, stretches out, gains nothing. Eagles are doing their best to waste as little time as possible. Giants bring a blitz, throws, Owens couldn't hold on to it, missed opportunity. It's now 4th down. The game may come down to this. They'll need 10 for the first. They bring another blitz. McNabb, Owens makes the catch, but he can't stay in bounds. He avoided the defender but couldn't stay in bounds to gain the first. That's how this drive is going to end. Owens is very upset. I wouldn't be surprised if Owens wanted out of Philly after that play. He looked really distraught. Dallas seems like a nice landing zone for him. Barber with the handoff, cuts it to the outside, fighting for anything, and gains a yard. At this point, the smart play for the Giants is to run out the rest of the clock, and that's exactly what they do. It's a pitch, right side, Barber trying to get an angle, makes a man miss, tackled by Warren, setting up a 3rd and 3 next. That last play will run the clock down to the 2-minute warning. This is for the game. Eagles need a stop. It's a run. Barber tries to squeeze through, but can't get the first down. Eagles call a timeout. Last week, Barber was terrorizing the Seattle defense. This week, he's barely managed to make a dent. Philadelphia forcing the punt and will now get a second chance, but there may not be enough time, as this punt is deep, being fielded at the 25 and brought down at the 36. This is to keep the Super Bowl dream alive. Last year the Eagles came one game from going to the Super Bowl. This year they could be one and done in the playoffs. McNabb throws and almost picked off by Cousins. This secondary has been struggling a bit today, but they're doing well now. Time is ticking and the Eagles may begin to get desperate here. 3 receivers to the right, goes that way, tipped, and it falls incomplete. Probably should have been picked off there too. I think the injury to this Philly team has caused some big problems today. No other weapons than T.O., and maybe that PI call doesn't happen with a healthy secondary. Cousins, again, almost makes the interception. At this point, they're forcing it to Owens, and they know it. The drive may end here on this 4th down. Empty back set. McNabb under center. In the pocket. Throws. He had Owens, but threw it too late. Incomplete. That'll be the end of this game right there. The city of brotherly hate at this point. Owens was open, but the throw wasn't on time. It was a tight window. The Eagles still have a pair of timeouts left. They might try to get the ball back. It's a run and stuff behind the line for a loss of 3. The Eagles have 1 timeout remaining. They might be able to get the ball with a little time left, but the game's pretty much over. Barber has a hole, breaks a tackle, and that's going to be a penalty. That should extend the drive, and that'll be the game. Next week, the Giants will take on Chicago. They'll be taking on the team that Kurt Warner moved on to. He beat them back in week 1, but the rookie took over and earned Rookie of the Year. The Colts and Patriots will also be taking on each other next week. I wonder who will win between those two teams. There's a chance that we can have a Manning Bowl, but they need to focus on the revenge game against Chicago. Now that I look at the clock, the Giants might have to run a play on 4th down. I don't know if they'll just punt a high ball or just hold on to it and take a sack, but it won't change the outcome of this game. Well, I wasn't expecting them to bring out the kicking unit, but it looks like they're going to try and add insult to injury here. There might be a riot after this game. The wind is blowing. At least they'll get a chance to see Brian's leg. It's up, the wind is pushing it, but not hard enough. Straight down the middle. And that'll be it for this one. Looked like a shootout in the first half, turned into a grindy game in the second. The Giants win this divisional round matchup 31-14 and will be 1 game away from going back to the Super Bowl. Even some of the fans here were put to sleep from Philadelphia's performance. I'll see you all next week.